Welcome, welcome. Hello, ladies. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to our Q&A call for July 2019. Just checking. Planet Earth, third rock from the sun. Doo, doo, doo. I always come back from retreat in such an altered state. Welcome. Hi, Jenny, Kat, Pamela, Judy. Hello, Kay. Hi, Charmaine. Sonia, here they come. Phoebe's rolling in. Welcome, welcome. Ada and Kathy. Here comes Marianne, Becca, Lisa. Yeah, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our Q&A call. My name is Serena Andrea, and I'm your host. Welcome to Zoolandia. As we always recommend, make sure your phone is off and your windows are closed and you have some scratch paper, because today is going to be a really exciting call. For all of you who were on retreat and those of you who didn't make it, welcome back. I think I needed retreat almost more than you all did. I needed to get my hands on you. I needed to look in your eyes. I needed to see like your whole body all the way down to your toes. I just needed to feel all of what was stirring inside of you as best as I could, get my hands on you. And I came home and I feel like my own private group program is invigorated by the connections that I made. And I just want to say, whether you were on retreat or not, if you stayed the whole time, if you didn't, if there's still lingering questions that you had that you wished you would have asked on retreat, no worries. We've got you all year long. Retreat is a great time for us to be in person. And now that we're back, connection is one of the most important things you can do for your business. Stay connected to yourself, stay connected to each other, and get connected with your ideal clients and treat them like the human beings that they are. Connection equals currency. When we stay connected, that's when things start to really move in our business. So welcome back, ladies. Welcome back. This is our Q&A call to follow up our enrollment mastery. And before we jump into that and announcements, I want some takeaways. I want to hear from a couple of you what you walked away with from retreat. Now, remember when we were on retreat and we were all running up to the mic, right? In order to get everyone's voices, we wanted to get to the heart of the matter. So we're going to keep inviting you to do that on these Q&A calls, is get to the heart of the matter. What is the gem that you're walking away with? And how can you bring us into the moment with you by sharing just a little bit of context to get us there and then give us the nugget? That skill, ladies, is going to blow away anyone in the room when you're doing a signature talk or a workshop. When you set a little bit of context and you get to the heart, like the emotional punch of what you're trying to say, and then you tie it back to the group. So let's start with Kat. Kat, you and your Women Rocking Business t-shirt. Yeah, welcome to the call. What is the nugget of what you got on retreat?
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So the biggest piece for me was really clearing space around money and healing some pieces around money that I had been carrying around that I didn't even know. Some of you can't quite see, and I'll do this. You see some gold records on the wall here?
Yeah.
This is my brother. This is my brother. I love him dearly. He's absolutely amazing. And he was a worldwide success back in the 90s. And I didn't realize how much I'd been living in his shadow. Yes. And feeling that pain of, oh my God, I'll never be as successful as him, and being reminded by my family that I was not as successful as him. And I actually cleared all of that through the retreat. And now I get to recognize I'm in my own right. I get to create my own wealth in my way, and that I have been successful in the past in my own way, and I don't have to compare. And that was my biggest takeaway.
Yes, yes, yes. Big kiss for Kat. Raise your hand if you were or are living under the shadow of someone else in your family, or maybe even a partner who's had more success than you. Raise your hand if that's part of your story. Yeah, yeah. Give yourself a little love for that. A little love for that. Comparison kills, ladies. Anytime we compare ourselves to anyone, especially our insides to someone outsides, we lose. So try not to do that to yourself. Excellent. Let's hear from Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Welcome to the call. What's the heart of your takeaway?
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello, ladies. So I guess when we were doing kind of the vision exercise, it hit me, just how much impact I could have. And I didn't really think about that before, and it's kind of a big responsibility. But just realizing that, I'm sorry, my dog has her squeaky voice. But just, it's not just about the clients that I'm working with, but it's also their families and the relationships they're in, and, friends and, and other people that are affected by them. Yes. And so that just made it a little more clear.
Yes, impact. Impact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Let's give you a kiss, Heidi. I love this distinction that you're bringing to our attention, is that it's not only impacting our clients, but it's all the people that our clients are connected and beyond, and all that impact that we can't even see. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's hear from Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Welcome to the call.
Hi. Thank you. Wow. So for me, the biggest takeaway, everything was just watching you and Sage and so many women leaders embody feminine leadership and feminine boss energy.
Boss mama, can I take that and run? That's so.
Oh, yeah. So when at the last activity where we got our Shiro capes was so moving to me, and it just, something hit me there that was really powerful. And that was right in the middle. Someone wrote tender heart. To me, that was just validating that that could be a strength in my business, and I can own that as a powerful characteristic. And I just feel like for my whole life, I've been taught that it was a sign of weakness. Mm-hmm. And I was just so empowered by all the women who did energy work there and did energy work on me, and just my own energetic and intuitive body, and how I have something to offer and a gift to offer the world with my tender heart and my intuition. So that was really powerful.
Thank you, Carrie. Big kiss for you. Tender-hearted boss mama. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you feel deeply, can go to tears easily, are affected by other people's feelings? Yeah, same. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for bringing that. Pamela, what do you got? I muted you.
Sisterhood. Sisterhood. I've been, and one of the things that you mentioned in the Cape is bright light. I felt like I've been hiding my light because I didn't want to shine it so brightly. And a lot of it had to deal with past hurt, and I had this wall. And yeah, on the surface, everything looked good and great, but I felt all alone in my business. My parents had tried to do businesses, my brother, and they've not had success with it. So I felt like I couldn't, there's a whole like, maybe like I'm going to fail too. Like that's just,
oh yeah.
I had so many breakthroughs. It was just, and this week I find myself, thinking Sage's voice in the back of my head. And I was at a networking meeting and she was starting to cry because she felt overwhelmed and just like, Let's breathe into that. Like, yeah, it's just, I've opened up in so many ways and I'm connecting more with people around me. Even my dad, oh my gosh.
Pamela, I love this. You're like brimming over with
it's like we had never been really close like we were, but that father-daughter relationship wasn't as strong. I took him out to breakfast. We were chatting all over. Like he was so receptive to what I was, the breakthroughs I had gone through. So it's just, I just felt like okay, my light is now bright and I can shine it without.
Yeah, because for you, yes. How many of you, the opposite of our earlier share, are living under the shadow of everyone else in my family has had business failure, or they tried and they couldn't do it and I might be like them? Does anybody have that story in there? Couple of you. Yeah. Notice that's not yours either, right? You're only responsible for the risks that you take. It's not your family legacy to fail in business because others have. Thank you, Pamela. Phoebe, welcome to the call. Hi, what's your big heart of your takeaway?
Well, gosh, a lot of what has been said already. I felt like, there goes my dog. I felt the sisterhood in such a palpable way. And I didn't have sisters growing up, and girl friendships were not always long-lasting or supportive both ways,
And what did you do on retreat?
So what I felt on retreat was in those group activities, when we were working on our programs, when we walked through the steps of our program, I was completely surprised by what came out, and the sisters had me. And then when we described it later, I described it and they're like, yes, that. And, and then to know that we all exchanged numbers and we've already got a text group going Monday morning, like what are you doing this week? And so I feel that sisterhood, that support, and can give the support and receive the support.
Give and receive support, the essence of love. Big kiss for Phoebe. Yes. So for those of you who weren't on retreat, I just want to contextualize some of the challenges we gave to the women on retreat that are now available to you. So one of the big challenges we gave to all the women on retreat at the end was to get at least one, if not 3 accountability buddies. And there's 3 different ways you can go about this. So ladies, please take notes if you didn't fully take advantage of this, even if you were on retreat. The challenge is to get an accountability buddy to text with every single morning. So you wake up, you go to your desk, you're like, oh my God, I need to find an affiliate partner. That scares the shit out of me. You text your buddy, I'm gonna reach out to 3 affiliate partners by the end of the week. Every morning you're on the text thread giving your buddy an update. I did, I didn't, I did, I didn't, I did, this happened. And you have someone that you're reporting to. This is a really minimal commitment level, right? Because you're not going to get caught up in conversation. The second invitation is to do a 30-minute check-in, voice to voice, or Zooming and Skyping a couple times a week, 15 minutes each way, where you are sharing with your buddy what you want to be held accountable for. And imagine in 15 minutes, you have a little bit more space to say what's in the way. I want an affiliate partner. I want someone to promote my events, but I'm really shaking in my boots, and this is why. And I want you to hold me accountable anyway. The third invitation is to do a deep dive once a week. Consider an hour of your time that you would be spending with your accountability buddy. This could be in person if you live in the same village. It could be on the phone or visual. It's 30 minutes each way, where each of you gets to drop in a little bit deeper. If you have a lot of feelings, ladies, that are coming up in your business, and a lot of feelings in your personal life, and you just want someone to hold that, this is your ticket to freedom. Because this is, when you're in your coaching sessions, when you're on the Facebook page, we want to encourage all of you to focus on strategy. We want you to learn as much business strategy as possible so that you can get in action. Where's a place to express your feelings? Where's a place to go deep? With your accountability buddies, right? And be careful you don't get washed away in all your accountability conversations doing spring cleaning and having all your feelings. Make sure you're also making a bold stand to say, I'm feeling all of this doubt, fear, adrenaline, I want to hide. And I'm going to make 3 phone calls this week. I'm going to book 1 session this week, and have yourself pinned down to that with your accountability buddy. So if you're on the call right now and you haven't done that, you haven't reached out, that is your first task at hand this morning, is to make a commitment to reach out to an accountability buddy. Say that 3 times fast. And don't give up till you got them. The other thing I want to contextualize is the superhero cape exercise. Who didn't do that on retreat? Who wasn't on that retreat and didn't get to do that? Awesome, there's a couple of you. There's about 4 of you. Excellent. So imagine that you call up one of your dearest friends and you take out a blank sheet of paper and you just ask them to drop in with you and share with you things that they see in you, qualities they see in you, strengths that they see in you. And you just write those down on a big blank sheet of paper with colorful pens or markers. That is what we did in essence on retreat. And you keep that piece of paper with those essential qualities near your desk so you can see them over and over again, so that you can remember who you are. So Pamela got bright. Another woman got tender. I got some kind of fairy badass. These are qualities that may or may not seep into my business, but they're essential to who I am, and they'll help keep me strong in the face of doubt. So I recommend you all do that, either with an accountability buddy or someone you know for a long time. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There's one, that's not actually your name, Dion, is it? Dion, is that how I say your name? Thank you. There's her superhero cape. We call them capes because we had them attached to our backs. Yep, beautiful. Thank you so much. So ladies, we're going to switch into announcements and move over into Q&A, because today's call is really key. I want to do a little teaching on follow-up and Q&A. And just remember, back to retreat, when we had those burning questions and we got to the heart of the matter, that's what today is about. Each and every one of you has a burning question. It's what you're going to do next that you're not doing. And whatever's in your head about why I'm not doing it or what do I need to know is the question for today around enrollment, enrolling people in your private practice, enrolling them in your group program, enrolling an affiliate partner or someone to promote your event, enrolling a venue to promote for your signature talk. What is your question about enrollment, and who's the next person you're going to talk to that you don't know what to do? That's the questions at hand. So write them down on your piece of paper right now. What is your question? You may get it answered because someone else has the same question, or you're going to be bold and raise your hand. So please do that now as I welcome the one and only Shannon Fisher. Fish, it is so great to have you by my side. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to make you co-host, and I know that you have some important announcements before we go over the edge.
I do, and I actually really want to hold those announcements until a little bit later. They are good end of call announcements. So I'll just go all over those in a little bit. But Serena, thank you so much for starting the call off so strong and weaving us all together, whether we were there or not. And thank you for your amazing leadership last week. You were blowing me away. And I just want to say it was so good to be with all of you in person. So let's dive into Q&A and then toss the announcements back to me later.
Sweet. I love the suspense. What a great storyteller you're becoming. Jenna, will you do me a favor and just clear the hands up for now so that we're a fresh start? Thank you. Great. So let's roll into follow-up. So ladies, when it comes to enrollment, this is the key. People often want to know how much you care about them before they want to know what you have to offer. how much you care about them before you have to offer. So 30 to 60% of enrollments happen in the follow-up. And when I mean follow-up, I mean you've spoken to them, they've met you at an event, they've seen you do a Facebook Live, and now the ball is in your court to reach out to them again. The number one way we fail in our first year of our business is believing that us following up is somehow bad, sleazy, scary, something like that to our clients. Unmute yourself if that is something that you feel. Give me an aha. If you're like, I talked to him once, I'm calling or emailing him, that's wrong. Unmute yourself if that's true for you. Give me an aha. Yeah. Yep. So this is normal, ladies. This is normal. And this is a muscle that you all are going to learn to build in this year of your business, is that the follow-up is where you're going to close the gap on enrollment. So how do you do it? The first step, ladies, is have a system for following up. A way that you get back in touch with your client and that you know when you're supposed to contact them again, what you've contacted them with, and keep track of that so that when you start to feel full of doubt, you can look at your document. I highly, highly recommend the easiest solution is a Google Doc spreadsheet. You just put their name, their number, their email, where you met them, and the date. Super easy. Some notes in there that you talked to them about your program. Maybe you have notes in there about what they said to you. They're struggling with their husband. They're on the verge of divorce. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. You have some notes about something personal they shared with you about what they're struggling with. And that way, when you reach out again via email, text, phone, you can mention that. The follow-up is about creating touch points of connection and relationship. The first level of enrollment is about creating a trusting relationship. And when you keep notes on what it is your clients want and what they struggle with, right, the two first pieces of the grow conversation, you have a reason to reach out more. So example, how's it going with your vision to purchase the property you wanted? Might be a way that you lead into the next conversation. How's it going with your marriage and the negotiations you and your husband are having about where to go on vacation this year? Contextualizing the vulnerable things that they shared in a way that brings you closer together. Right? Women love this. We want to know that we're being seen, we're being heard, and we're being felt. If you work with women, this is really key in your follow-up conversations. Now, I get the question a lot. I met this person and I want to reach out to them. And so should I send them an email and just say, how are you doing? That's a half-baked follow-up. And here's why. How are you doing is a really vague question. Most people are so busy. If you send them one of those emails or one of those texts, how you're doing, you're asking them to do all the legwork. Well, what am I doing that's relevant to this person? Well, I don't know. How much should I share? It's really vague. What we want to suggest you do is you reach out, you follow out with intention. Something like, I thought about you the other day when I heard an interview on NPR about polyamory. You might want to look it up and listen to it. How are you going? How are you doing? I was thinking of you the other day, and I read this article on how to clutter clear your house so you can focus on your family. Here's the link. How's it going with your family? Right? Very specific to your niche and their problems, not just a how are you doing. So you get to be creative clever, and attuned. Catch their attention. Your follow-up is to catch their attention and wake them up to what they said they wanted and that you are still there to support them. Awesome. Here's the second tip on follow-up. This is another groundbreaking way to wake people up that you're still there to support them. So a popular question I get is, I had a discovery session and I offered them my 6-month program and they were a maybe or they were a no. And they said, call me back in 3 months. Call me back in 6 months, right? And now it's time to call them back. I haven't talked to them for 3 months, 6 weeks. What do I do? Right? Here's a strategy that could be supportive for you. If they said no to your 6 months because they didn't have any time or they didn't have the money for a 6-month program, you can reach back to them with something like, hey, I've been thinking of you and I'm offering a shorter version of my 6-month program. I'm doing a special just for spring and I'm offering a mini package. I thought of you. Would you like to talk about it? You can do this in any season. You can offer a shorter program at the beginning of the new year when people are waking up from the Christmas haze. You can offer an autumnal special, especially if you're really needing cash and you don't have as many people as you wanted saying yes to your 6-month program. You can offer them a mini package. Now here's the sand trap of that. Don't get into an email conversation about what the mini package is. You want to funnel them into another discovery session, a voice-to-voice 30-minute, because you really want to re-engage them. If you haven't talked to them for 6 weeks, 3 months, if the lead has gotten cold, which means your client has gotten away from the passion and drive of what they want, what they're struggling with, so you want to have another discovery session. So if they're a yes to talking to you about a mini package or a shorter program, great. Get them into a discovery session and do the grow all over again. Okay, ladies? What's true about follow-up is that most enrollment conversations need 2 to 7 touch points before they convert, especially in the beginning as you all are practicing and mastering the art of grow. Allow yourself to have multiple touch points. Now, your client's not going to initiate those 2 to 7 touch points. It's you. It's you suggesting and holding them to accountability of a yes or a no. If a client is doing this, they're not a yes or a no, which means they're still possibly a yes and they're still possibly a no. So your job is, after every touch point, is to get them to book a conversation with you 24 or 48 hours later. After that, they start to cool off again. And it creates a lot more work for you as a coach to get them back into the possibility that they could actually change their lives. This is really the masculine part of our business. We're just holding strong. I have this. Do you want it? I'm here. Do you have this? I want it. Do you want it? I'm here. I'm here Monday at 3. No, I'm not here next Thursday. I'm here Monday at 3. Now, I'm not saying, ladies, that this is going to be easy. I still struggle with this all the time because I never want to push a woman into making a decision she's not ready for. There's so much cultural conditioning about women being pushed sexually, relationally, into things she doesn't want to because she didn't know how to say no. So always give her the choice. I'd love to talk to you tomorrow or the day after. Please choose. Do you want to talk to me tomorrow or the day after? Great. The day after. Great. I've got 2 spots. Which would you like to choose? 10 a.m. or 4 p.m.? Keep giving them the choice. If your client's out of town, their daughter and their husband has the flu, right? And they're just like, there's no way in hell I can get back on the phone with you in the next 2 days. Don't push it, right? Your relationship and connection is more important, but get them back on the phone as soon as they can. With something like, when is the soonest we can get back on the call? Because I want to be transparent. The longer you and I take to talk again, what I know is that you're going to get farther and farther away from this feeling you have, this excitement you have to change your life. And I really want to be here to support you to have the change that you want. When's the soonest we can get back on the phone? Ladies, the more transparent you can be in the follow-up and in enrollment conversations about what you're actually doing, the more your clients are going to trust that you're not trying to push or sell them. And this comes with practice. So everything that I just spoke about in follow-up is in your forum, in your enrollment, in this month in Enrollment Mastery. And what I highly recommend, ladies, is if you haven't listened to the training calls, if you haven't listened to the, I want to say MP3s that Sage has recorded in the forum at least 3 times, you haven't gotten everything from those recordings. Because Sage says stuff, and we're like, when I was like, I get it, oh, I got that, get it, right? So those recordings, especially the enrollment recordings, I highly recommend you listen to multiple times this year, because you're going to, as you have enrollment conversations and you come up against situations that you don't know how to handle because it's new, you'll go back to those trainings and it'll be in there. You're like, oh my God, that's what Sage said to do when someone says, I don't have enough time. Oh, that's what Sage says to do when someone starts to spin out. So they're really, really valuable in helping you convert your paying clients, your potential clients into paying clients. And what we really want for you, all the team wants for you at Women Rocking Business, is to make money. Not because money is the most important thing in life, ladies. We all know that love is the most important thing in life. But money is the thing that will sustain you from burning out and giving up. It's the liquid currency that comes back and keeps you in the game playing. And the only way that you'll get that money coming back to you is learning how to talk about money, be transparent about money, and challenge your clients to face where they're stuck about money. Because it's not just particular to entrepreneurs who have money issues. It's a human experience because it represents our value. It represents what we value. It stands for where we feel deficient or abundant. We all have issues there. So the more comfortable we get about talking about money in these enrollment conversations, the more money will come to you. Please unmute yourselves and give me an uh-huh if you're picking up what I'm laying down.
Uh-huh.
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 Yeah, beautiful. And I just want to say that I'm drinking from my Women Rocking Business mug that I got from our sweet client from Egypt, and it's got chocolate milk in it. Oh, yeah. That's how I'm rolling this morning. So I want to dive into Q&A around enrollment. Make sure you remute yourselves. Please put your hand up.
Spill it, okay?
Shannon's going to unmute y'all. Mute y'all. Unmute y'all. Yes. So questions that hard to matter. Where are you stuck? What's your next step in enrollment? Where's the place where you're not sure? And just give me a little bit of context, okay? A little bit of context so we can get to as many questions as possible. All right, Shannon, would you be the one to choose? Because that would be really supportive for me right now.
All right, let's just start right off with Ada. You had your hand up, and I'm unmuting you.
Welcome, Ada from Switzerland.
Oh,
sweetheart, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to add that thank you everybody for your support and love. I really felt so much love and support and focus. What I want to take away was that I'm enough in abundance. And the question I have since the retreat is, I came up with a brand new niche. I mean, narrowing down into my niche, which is expatriates, but expatriates who are spouses to expatriates. I've been there before for 10 years.
Great, Ada. So what is your question about enrollment?
I am entering this new spouses of hoteliers and expatriates.
Great. Yeah, good.
It is a much narrower population, and I want to know if I still need to do meetups, because these are specific niche, a very specific niche.
So Ada, I wouldn't get more narrow on your niche right now. Until you've had enough experience with the niche that you've already chosen, I wouldn't keep narrowing, because you want to have it open enough, your funnel open enough that people are coming to you. And your idea of having a meetup, which is a great idea, is that place for people to come to you to then have enrollment conversation, which is your next step.
I'm still in the same niche of expatriates.
Great.
But for the expatriates, spouse of wives of hoteliers who are expatriates, and they are really, they need connection.
Yes, I understand. I understand.
So I don't see that the point of doing meetups. That's my point.
Okay, and that's actually not on topic for us today, sweetheart.
Okay.
We're talking about enrollment. So if I were to hear your question, which I just did, and I would put on my focus of how does this pertain to enrollment, having a conversation about them jumping into a program, a meetup group is a great way to get visible so that you can have enrollment conversations. And that is really what we're all up to. We're trying to create a space where we're visible so people see that we're in business, so we can have a conversation about them becoming our clients. So if you don't want to do a meetup, no problem. It's one of your options. If you're not going to do a meetup, I want you to get into action and giving a signature talk. If you're not willing to do a signature talk yet, no problem. Do a ton of networking. We're having one-on-one conversations.
Yes.
One of those three things you must be doing if you want to be enrolling clients. Does that make sense?
Yes, I can do the networking.
Great. Yes, you can, because I saw you on retreat. You are a master networker. Let's give Ada a big kiss. Mwah. You're welcome. Part of the disadvantage of being on retreat, ladies, is that I got to see you in action. You were no longer a little cell on my computer. And I got to see some of your natural genius, right? And where you stop yourself. And Ada, I love you to pieces. And I saw you network. You made more friends than anyone. Every time I saw you, there was a train of people with you, which makes you perfect. Use networking and connection as your magnet for people. We love you so much. Let's move on. Who's next?
Next up is Charmaine.
Welcome to the call, Charmaine.
Go ahead. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Charmaine. I don't want to confuse you guys. I'm going to have you guys unmute yourself so we're not all clicking together.
Yep, sorry. And then the Zoom disappeared right when you called my name.
Of course.
Okay, so I was going back and forth. Is this about enrollment? I think it is. It's about signature talk, which leads to enrollment.
Yes, yes. Right.
I get stuck overthinking the tools and exercises. So I just was wanting some tips on, I know incorporating some partner work, and a little bit of grow in there is a big part of the signature talk. And then I guess I'm just overthinking like how I insert the tools that I have in mind, and are they too in-depth? So I was curious if you could give a bit of suggestions or advice around incorporating tools.
Awesome. Awesome. So Charmaine, is it okay if I make this a bigger teaching for everyone? Because this is a hot question.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So ladies, if you are doing a signature talk, do not give them 5 tips or tools. Do not give them 10. One of the biggest sand traps of the signature talk is giving away too much. So 3 or fewer tools, tips or tricks, okay? What I loved about what Charmaine said is she's already attuned to partner exercises, group exercises. Because whenever you do a signature talk and you have people interacting with each other in the room, you create safety, okay? You can do this with one other person, you can do this with 2, and as you saw, you can do it with hundreds of women or people. Get them interacting and talking together. What do you get them to talk about? The grow. Get them to talk about what they want or what's in the way, right? Any kind of exercise or question that leads them deeper into what they want or what's in the way is in service to getting them into an enrollment conversation. Does that make sense, Charmaine?
Yes, it does. And so when I'm calling my signature talk, 3 keys to overcoming overwhelm, to take back your life, are those partner exercises and group exercises part of the keys, or do I guess my brain is going, then I have to also add 3 other keys.
No. Okay. You're taking your key. What's your first key?
Well, I have an essence exercise. I have a gratitude exercise. Yeah.
So your essence exercise, right? Mm-hmm. How can you make it experiential?
Yes. Okay.
Because people want experiences more than they want information. They want experience themselves. So how can you create that as an exercise? It could be a solo exercise where they're writing. And you could take it into a dyad where they share what they wrote with one other person. And then the exercise after that could be a group share where each person, if they want, can share with the group. You can just keep building the intimacy in the room.
That is so helpful.
Okay, great, yeah. Awesome. And Charmaine, here's one last tip. And this is for all of you because you all are so generous. You come from wanting to help and heal, right? We want to provide transformation. Don't do it in your room. If you heal each and every person who's come to your signature talk and you give them all your gifts, in 90 minutes, they're going to walk away with like, oh my God, I got to go home and integrate. That's the best free time. They're going to go home freshly fucked. Don't do it. Got your attention. Okay, here's the trick. Give them a piece of your magic and then let them know the hidden problem in it. So Charmaine, you might do exercises where you lead your clients to feeling the essence of who they are.
Right.
But then there's living it. There's believing it. There's walking in your essence. Now that takes more time, more devotion, and more support. So always leave your clients wanting more. Charmaine, great question. Raise your hand if that helped you with your signature talk and answer some questions for you. Great, beautiful, beautiful. Make sure you take copious notes on how it works for you. Big kiss for Charmaine.
Thank you.
Mwah. You're welcome. Ladies, I also want to say your signature talk. Consider you're in it for the long game and you're booking at least 3 signature talks, a series, so that you can get good at this. because you're not going to be an expert in enrolling people from your signature talk after one talk, right, Kira? It takes practice. Yep. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right, who's next?
We're going to Katie Jackson. And
Hi, Katie.
I just want to acknowledge how much we missed you, Katie. Katie was planning on coming to the event and had a big loss in her life and didn't make it. And Katie, we're just holding you so tenderly.
Thank you.
So glad you're here on this call today.
Thank you. And you guys were in my heart, I swear. And my son passed away 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. And I've been doing really well. I've been so loved and supported. And I was so disappointed that I couldn't be there because I just know the power of the sisterhood and the wisdom that you all have to share. So I'm gathering what I can here, but I feel really good because I feel like this experience has just helped me to grow, and I know that God is using this for me to help other people. So what I wanted to talk about with regards to the enrollment is when I first started the program, I developed like a 6-month program, just my first draft, and I haven't even gone further because I thought I would be doing that at the retreat. However, the last few weeks and what I've been going through, I have so many people. I mean, I can't even say. Everybody is, you are such an inspiration, and just over and over, and it's very affirming. And I actually have like 4 people who I talk to that I talked about what I'm doing, and I just talked about my program, even though it's not fully developed. And they're like they're interested in doing it, but I don't really have it fully developed. So what I'm wondering is I kind of wanted to do a beta group because I haven't done that. Do I charge for it or do I charge less? And if I have a group of people, do they all need to start at the same time? Or can I just have it kind of like a group where I'm going to be working one-on-one, and as more people come, I can put them in the larger group?
Beautiful. So Katie, what I'm hearing you say is you want to create a group program.
Yes.
Awesome. You can totally do that. And 4 is a nice number to start a group program with. It's enough chi in a group, right? You can do partner exercises. You can buddy people up that way. So it's a nice number. What we recommend is you do have a start date because what you're selling is that group interaction. So you want to pick a date where they're all going to be there with you. So you pick a date out past discovery sessions. So if it takes you a week to do discovery sessions, it takes you 2 weeks to do discovery sessions. Your start date for your group program is after those discovery sessions. And that's their incentive to make a decision. You have the discovery session, you're like, this program starts in 2 weeks. And that's going to be the incentive to keep getting back on the phone with them, keep following up, make sure you get their credit card, all of those things. Also make sure that, say, 3 of those women sign up and the 4th one doesn't, that you have enough time to promote and reach out to a 4th so you hit your number. So your bronze goal is 4, but you may get 6, Katie, as you start talking and promoting it. So the second thing I heard you say is, do I charge for a beta program? It's the same question as, do I charge for a beta client? How many of you have a beta client? Awesome. I want to see more hands up. But you don't have to put your hand up. I just want to see more of us. Awesome. So a beta client is someone who is taking your program for the first time. So this is a tricky part because it's all for us to decide. Katie, have you had paying clients before?
Yes, I have them now. But awesome. It's different. It's
so I want to recommend that if you have paying clients and you've actually sold services, that experience is going to translate into your beta program. Because it's not like you're just starting a business from scratch. Mm-hmm. You've actually done something. Mm-hmm. So Katie, what I want to suggest is you charge for your beta program.
Okay.
Now you don't but charge a fee that feels good for you. Like you wouldn't be resentful if you did it for this much, right? It doesn't have to be top dollar, because what's also true is in your beta program, you're working out some of the kinks of your program. Like you said, it's not fully done yet. No problem. Sage calls that building the plane as you fly it.
Right.
Right? They're helping you work out the kinks of your program. And so in your heart of hearts, you're like, this isn't the best it's ever going to be, but we're on our way there. And then you can stair step your price, Katie. So after you fill your first group program, you work out some of the kinks. You have testimonials that it really works and people are stoked. You're going to feel better about giving yourself a raise, and then you can start to stair step your way up. Make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Katie, can we just give you some love?
Yes, please.
Awesome. So what we know is that our heart's meridian comes out of our arms through the palms of our hands. And we just want you to know that we're loving you, that you belong with us, that we see you, and that we know that your personal journey, your personal loss, your personal pain, and your personal blessings are yours. And we're here witnessing your strength and your humility and your willingness to move on. Love, 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 love.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Big kiss for Katie.
Thank you.
These are really great questions, ladies, and I love how you're getting to the heart of the matter, and you're like even slipping in 2 or 3 questions about the same thing, so you get all your questions answered. Very skillful group.
Bridget, you're up next.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, welcome to the call.
Thank you. So my question is, one of my tasks with my accountability partners is to practice the GROW conversation. And so I was practicing yesterday, and I always get stuck on this particular part, which is the options section and walking somebody through the mini plan and what that looks like. And it's similar, what I kept, I think, confusing it with is what Charmaine's question was about, offering some steps, something that is, but if they've come from, and I think I'm conflating the two, if they're coming from theoretically a signature talk, and now we're having the discovery session, they've already gotten a couple of the nuggets. So can you distinguish for me what the mini plan in that section is?
Yes. So I just want to say, yes, this is one of the trickiest parts of the GROW conversation. And it's going to be an evolution for each and every one of you of how you lay this out. And it's also particular to the person you're sitting with. So it's okay to have multiple option components, but you also don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is a paradox. It's a yes and answer. So according to the structure, your option is after you've listened to someone talk about what they struggle with and what they want, what would be the first thing you would suggest them to do? And it doesn't matter if you suggested it in your signature talk or not. You can suggest it again. Because where people mostly invest is at those very basic levels. Okay? So Bridget, if you're sitting down and you're talking to someone and they share with you what they're up against and what they want, and it's still the option of, do you have an example of what your option is? The first baby step you would do with any client who comes to see you?
Well, no, because that's where I get stuck. So I tended to launch into trying to think of some kind of tool that I could give them that,
Right. Solves all their problems.
Yes.
Right. So what is the result that you're promising your clients in your program?
Is that they will have the tools to overcome overwhelm and be able to find their peace so they can be more present to their families.
Awesome. So you and Charmaine should definitely get together and talk about what you do and how does it work, because you two are niche mates and you're both addressing the issue of overwhelm, right? So there's a couple different things, Bridget. One of the things you might consider talking to your clients about is how do they show up in their intimate relationships? Because overwhelm is one of the things that we do to keep ourselves from being intimate with people and the moment. Mic drop. But can you feel that if you were in a grow conversation with a client? That would be huge. It would stop them. It would consider. It's a very deep question. So when you lay out the mini plan, you would give them 2 or 3 steps to consider how they create overwhelm and something to do about it. Make sense?
Can you give me an example of what that would look like? So
I can't give you an example of what your program would do for other people. That's your job.
I understand that. But just, do you have like...
Yeah, I can give you an example from my group program or Sage's group program.
Okay. Yes.
Great. So when we sit down with women who want to jump into ELA, we do a money breakthrough session. So our promise in our breakthrough session is to help them get clear on money and what kind of money they want to be making, right? It's very specific. So we talk all about money. How much do you have? What don't you have? What do you want? When it comes to the options, we say something like, wow, if you were one of my clients, I would really recommend you get clear on how much money you make and how much money you spend. Right? That's the first step. Those are actually 2 steps. How much you make, how much you spend. And then I would support you to get really clear on whatever story you're carrying about money. Whether it's, I don't deserve it, I should give it all away, I make too much already. And we would really support you to get really clear on what your new money story is so that you can make the kind of money that you want. How does that sound for you?
Okay, so it really is just it's kind of reiterating and illustrating the pain point so that they're kind of sitting with it a little bit. So you're not giving them a tool necessarily. You're saying, I would really consider looking at these 2 or 3 things that makes them dig a little deeper into whatever they've shared with you. Okay.
I love the way you reframe that. That's really beautiful. I love that.
Okay.
Yep. Great.
That helps. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Big kiss for you. Mwah. So ladies, just notice, I just want to say, when you ask a question about what you're offering, I'm going to keep pointing you back to the results, but the way you get there is going to be really individual to whatever you're offering, right? And some of you don't know what you're offering yet, or the little nuts and bolts because you haven't worked with clients yet. No problem. No problem. Get yourselves beta clients as fast as you can so you can have that experience. Awesome. Who's next?
Kat, you're up next.
All right. So my question is, how much time do I need to market my signature talk? Like
4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks?
4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. Great. It's just clear and simple. Everything else, everyone else is covering, but it's like, I just need to know, because I don't want to rush it. It's like, oh, it's 2 weeks from now. Okay, yeah, I can put that on the calendar. Okay.
I do want to add one thing though. 2 weeks is a really hot window before your event. So even if you have a tighter time frame than 4 weeks or 6 weeks, you can still give a signature talk and do a lot of inviting in a 2-week period. And really where people tend to commit to coming to the signature talks is that, 7 to 10 days before, you want to make sure that's where the bulk of your communication is going. In the 4 to 6 weeks, you want to be, making sure you have a place booked. You want to be checking in with your referral partners, networking, putting your flyers out there, talking to people. In the 10 days beforehand, you want to be making calls to anybody that's registered or phone numbers of people that are interested in what you're doing. sending out emails, sending out reminders the day before and the morning of. So there's a lot you can do in that 2-week period as well.
Right. Thank you.
Everything Shannon said, she's exactly right. And that 2-week time period is the most fertile. And if you're planning on doing a signature talk and you only have 2 weeks, you're going to want to have either a list of people that you are actively in communication with, or you have multiple referral partners that have active lists. If you do not have that, you will need 4 to 6 weeks to fully cultivate all the things that Shannon just mentioned to make sure that you have butts in seats.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question. Thank you, Shannon.
Let's go to Mary I. Mary, we missed you last week.
We so missed you, Mary.
Wow! I wish I was there.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of feedback from buddies that I've been with. So, big question. I do the signature talk, and what I thought I was supposed to do on the signature talk was to get people to sign up for the discovery session, not sell the program.
Yes.
What I was getting feedback from the people that attended the retreat was possibly selling the program at the signature talk. Can you clarify that?
Mary, have you ever done a signature talk and made a paid offer in the room and had people sign up?
Only discovery sessions.
Great. And how many signature talks have you given and gotten discovery sessions from them?
5 signature talks.
Nice.
18 responses.
Nice. Nice. So you're having success at this. And how many of those responses are turning into paid clients?
Not paid, because it was the pre-beta. I think you and I had talked about it. I didn't have a program.
Great.
So I was just starting out. So the pre-beta, I have about 8 of them that signed up for that, but no money.
Great, great. This is really great. Great, great, great. Love it, love it. So I would recommend that you keep moving forward with signature talks to discovery sessions.
Okay.
And then continue to work on your marketable program and your grow skills to turn those people into paying clients.
Okay. So don't try and sell the program at the signature talk.
No, we call that a paid offer when we're in front of a group and we are selling our program and we're asking people right then and there to sign up without the one-on-one conversation. And what we've seen with our clients, it's harder to do that. Because when we're asking people to invest in something after only spending an hour or maybe 90 minutes with us, they typically don't invest more than maybe $1,000, and that's a reach.
Okay.
Right? People will invest more if you've given them those 2 hours of information and connection, then you sit down with them one-on-one and you give them a mini plan. Right? All of that connection leads to them wanting to invest more. They feel safer. They know more about you. When you get to the level of a paid offer, will probably be in leverage. When you've actually filled your program, you've had that experience, then we're going to stair step you up to have the skill set to do a paid offer in front of a group.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Big kiss for you.
Good questions. Kira, you're up next.
Hello. So first I just want to acknowledge, like, these calls are really hard for me. I get on these calls and I just feel incredibly squirrely, and want to just put that out there in case anybody else is feeling that, because it's just, yeah, I feel incredibly squirrely.
Do you know what that's about?
What was that?
Do you know what that's about?
There's a ton of shame that comes to the surface of I'm just not where I'm supposed to be. And it all like for at the retreat, I'm okay, but here on the calls here by myself at home, it's like when I hop on the call, it's all of this stuff of, oh my God, I'm just nowhere near where I'm supposed to be. There's no way I'm ever going to get there. Like kind of I go into catastrophic black and white thinking, all that kinds of stuff.
Kira, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who are you comparing yourself to? Like, is it me? Is it the group as a whole? Like, in your mind's eye, like, who's the actual comparison to?
I think it's in comparison to, based on what you're saying, where I think I'm supposed to be. Not anyone in particular, but this imaginary image of who Kira is supposed to be, and I'm not there.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for divulging that. I suffer from that a lot when I'm in the presence of people who have bigger businesses than me. Yeah. My ego, my image of myself doesn't match who I am.
Yeah.
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 And I want to acknowledge that on these calls, you're actively being worked to constantly let that go. Right?
I've been doing a lot. There's a lot of tears that have been coming up this morning. Just
actively.
Yeah.
Actively. I totally
leaning into it.
Good. Because that's not going to fall away by itself, ladies. Our comparison and judgment of ourselves, of who we are and where it's not going to go away if we don't show up on the call. It's not going to go away if we hide. It's just going to keep tracking us. So if you're feeling squirrely, or you're burning, or you're feeling overwhelmed, that's actually the shame burning away because you showed up. It's not here, Kira, because you're not supposed to be here.
But that's what my head says.
Exactly. Because your head is designed to keep your image safe. Your head is not designed to keep you vulnerably and courageously learning. No, that is not what it's designed for. So you're going against part of your habitual patterning and melting in the fastest way you can, Kira, which is showing up in this safe group. I was watching Juliet, I saw Laura nod her head, nod her head, Charmaine, right? Yeah. So thank you for being the one to so brilliantly articulate shame. Because shame in its very nature is designed to keep us hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are you right now, Kira, in needing support?
So I do actually have a very specific enrollment question. Yesterday I did a practice grow conversation with one of my sisters in the group, and she gave me some wonderful feedback about in the wrap up, or in the part where I'm going over my program, going too much into teaching, and and struggling to tie it back to what she wanted. Like when I get to that part, my head just kind of I get confused, and so I don't know exactly what my question is, but that's where I'm struggling.
Great. Oh, that's so awesome. How many of you are struggling with summarizing your marketable program? Yeah, no shit, me too. Okay, brilliant. So one of the things I want to recommend, Kira, is that you actually have a script.
Okay.
Don't try and do it off the cuff for the first dozen clients. You don't have to have it memorized.
Okay.
So the summarization of your marketable program is where you talk about the benefits and the results. And
I was going too much into the education part. That was the feedback that I got. Yeah.
Right. So great. So you can mention benefits, results without teaching why they're important.
Yeah.
Because people know when they see a result or a benefit that it's for them or not. It's like a energetic, like ching, ching, ching. So you don't have to teach about it. That's insulting our clients. Okay. Right? I'm going to do this and this and this so that you can know if this relationship is actually helping you to grow or not. That's the result. Okay. Because we all know that we all want to grow in our life, and that's the teaching. Why is growing important?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. And when you have a script, ladies, for summarizing your marketable program, what it'll help you do is not teach or not preach, right? In that part of the conversation. And that's super helpful because remember, once you deliver your marketable program, the next thing you want to know is how did that land? And if you're caught up in the teaching and the preaching, then it's all about you and not about them. So that's a great catch, Kira.
And just to follow up, like I get a little confused about what the benefits are. Like I understand where, you know, like I know where the end result can be, but the individual pieces, what, like, yeah.
Great. So what I want to recommend is you go back to the template on your marketable program where we walked through the different steps. Okay. And on that template, there's actually step 1. What's the result of the first step? Number 2, this is the step. What's the result? And what I recommend for all of you when you're summarizing your marketable program, you're really clear on the first couple steps. The first thing we're going to do, the first month, the first section we're going to do is this. This is the result. Once that is handled, our second step, our second month, our second week, whatever it is, this is the result. And then after those first couple steps, ladies, you can really summarize. Once those things are in place, I see you able to overcome your addiction to volatile relationships. Because that's what she said in the Grow conversation. She's addicted to volatile relationships, and have the relationship that feels healthy and growthful, because that's what she said she wanted in the Grow conversation.
Okay.
So remember, another part of summarizing a marketable program, the result is what they said they wanted. The result is an answer to their problem. And some of those you're going to improvise with, right, Kira? Because every woman's going to be a little different. But the first 2 steps, those are stock, scripted out.
Okay.
Okay? Is that helpful?
Yeah. I had another question and it flitted out of my mind. So I'll...
There's always Facebook, please.
Yeah.
And when are you going to practice your next Grow conversation with these tips?
Good question. That's actually one of the next things, was to post something on Facebook to ask for people to practice Grow. I see Bridget raising her hand, and Ada and Katie, and so I see a bunch of people raising their hands to practice the Grow conversation with. So
when are you going to do it by?
I will do it by Friday. Yeah, I'll do it by Friday.
Yes!
Anybody have availability Friday afternoon?
PM Kira. Kira, big kiss for you.
Okay.
Love. I love watching how stormy your face goes and then how clear it looks. Look at her shine now. So good. Shame cannot withstand the light of love. I got to turn off my heater. Who's next?
Yes. So good. We're going to go to Dawn, and then we're going to go to Sonia.
Hi.
Hi, Dawn. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. I am feeling overwhelmed because I am trying to work this program and the steps that I've learned, and had a lot of good juice from the retreat. Thank you so much. And also I have like my business that I'm still paying the bills with, and I have these opportunities. So basically I got invited to teach belly dance at a yoga retreat in Cyprus, which is great, but I have to sell it as well and like see if I can bring clients to the retreat.
Got it. Is that your next step? Is that what is the main focus of your income producing activity right now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So Dawn, I'm just going to suggest that that's where we start, because I heard you say overwhelm, and then I heard you have multiple things going. No problem. So income producing activities is a way to cut the overwhelm. Where am I going to make my next bundle of money, right? Because that's what's going to keep you going. So you are invited to do this exotic yoga retreat in Cyprus, and you need to be enrolling people into that to make it worth your while, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. So where are you? Do you have a funnel where people are coming to talk to you for this?
No, and that's
great. So that's the first step. So there were the 3 things. signature talk, vigorous networking, reaching out through promotion. So that could be on Facebook, Insta, whatever, virtual. So which 3 of those do you have a question about for enrollment?
Well, I think here's my question around the signature talk piece.
Yeah.
My goal to enroll this was starting to a weekly belly dance class. And that's really where I'm being called. So I'm like, how am I doing that? And then also signature talks. And is there any way that those 2 things go together? Or are they completely separate?
Great. So Dawn, what I'm hearing is you're trying to fill a group program and you're also trying to fill weekly classes. And there's where I can see you start to get overwhelmed. Because if you're trying to fill weekly belly dancing classes, then you have to enroll them the next step into your group program. That's double duty. Now, it's possible to do that if there's enough space. When is your retreat in Cyprus?
The first week in October.
Okay. So you have 2 months to fill the, and how much is the, what's the price tag for Cyprus?
$1,500 all inclusive.
So your best bet is to give a signature talk.
So don't give them a taste of the movement through an actual class.
Do movement in your signature talk, sweetheart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can be together. They can be, I can try to combine them.
Bring all of your gifts to your signature talk, all of it. But here's the thing, Dawn. When you do a signature talk, when you give generously a free gift, like taste what I'm about, and then you funnel those women into one-on-one conversations, you're more likely going to help them see the value of investing $1,500 for this experience. Then if you enroll them first into classes, 2 or 3 weeks go by, your classes still aren't full. Those are people investing in $15 an hour, and you're trying to convince them that this $1,500. No. Design a signature talk that shares with them all about why belly dancing is amazing and having an experience in Cyprus is the best. And if they do that when they come back, you're going to be starting an ongoing class so that everything they learned in Cyprus, they can come back and be part of a troupe that meets weekly and keeps going. Like, that's hot.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. I was like trying to do all these different things. And I was in the signature talk, I was just seeing the template as being more lecture style somehow in my head. And I need it to be more kinesthetic. And
Yeah, I love it, Dawn. I love it. You and any other dancers or movement teachers, Feldenkrais, this template is designed for you to master and then innovate. It's a great question.
I'm finally excited to look at the signature talk.
Excellent.
Not even looking at it.
I want to hold you accountable to showing up on the Facebook page and asking questions about your signature talk specifically. Okay? Yeah?
Yes.
So ladies, when I challenge you to do something on Facebook page, what I want to be really clear about is do not post your entire signature talk, all 5 pages. Don't do that to me or to Shannon. But specifically, if you have a question, like I don't know how to transition from this exercise to my offer. What do I do, right? I don't know the engaging questions that I should ask. I don't know what part of my credibility I should mention. Bring us laser into the part of your signature talk that you have a question about and ask us that, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. When am I going to get one of those posts on?
By Monday, is that too late?
That's perfect. That's what I was thinking.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Big kiss for you.
Thank you.
Mwah. I love fist kissing. Mwah. It's so good.
Awesome. Sonia, you're up next.
Most of my questions have been answered, but I just need a little clarification on my my program.
Great. Welcome to the call, Sonia.
Thank you. I'm offering a 9-month program that I'm not going to start till January.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'm doing a beta program. But my question is, do I sell the 9-month program and then offer the beta so that they, or vice versa? Because I've been selling, I'm kind of selling the program, and so I just need direction on that.
Yeah, great. Those are great questions, Sonia. So how many 9-month programs have you sold so far?
I haven't sold any. I have 2 people who are very interested. And so I am.
Say it again, I'm sorry, you just froze for a sec.
Okay. I have 2 people that are very interested. And so I put out a deposit. I put out a thing for them to secure their place in the program by paying a deposit. So I'm still waiting for that to come back.
Okay. And when does your program, it starts in January?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I just put out that offer yesterday because I had 2 sessions yesterday and they are both very interested.
And is that a group program in January?
Yes.
It is. And how many do you want in that program?
I want 12.
Beautiful. So basically you have 10 more to go in January. That's like 6 months from now. August, September, October, November, December, January. It's about 6 months from now.
Mm-hmm. And so I want to flush it out more with a beta group.
Yeah, I'm curious why you're starting your program in January, not sooner.
Well, because I want to flush it out more. I want to
flush it out. What does that mean?
Well, it's the system that I'm offering is something that I've created over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And so I've only tested it out on just a few people.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to give them a better experience because the first time I put it out, which was last year, it was a very short program and I only showed up. It was like 3 live sessions and 2 modules, written modules. And I was only able to literally show up for the first live class in all my vulnerability. And then that freaked me out. And so in the other 2 classes, I showed up with a lot of technique, which blew them away. They didn't know how to deal with it.
Got it.
I just want to have them have a better experience.
I love that. I love how you know yourself. That's so wonderful. How long would your beta program be?
It could be 3 to 6 months. I have 2 options that they could choose from.
Which one do you want to do? Based on what you learned about yourself with vulnerability and technique, how much time do you feel like you would need to flush out and feel confident with your program?
6 months.
Yeah.
Would be ideal. But
so I want to suggest that there's something similar happening to you that was happening to Dawn, is that what you're basically doing is you're trying to fill 2 programs at once.
Mm-hmm.
Your beta program would be 6 months, and your 9-month program, right? You're trying to fill both of them.
Uh-huh.
So, that's double duty, ladies.
Right.
So what I would suggest is fill your 6-month program. And you can charge less, because like you said, you're working it through. It could be a smaller group, right?
Yeah.
4 minimum, up anywhere between 4 and 12, and run your 6-month program with them. Because then in 6 months from now, in January, you can fill another program that is either an extension of that 6 months, this is your next module, or it can be you start the 6 months again.
Okay, so the way it's set up now, the first 3 months is, I mean, it actually, the first 2 months.
So I'm just gonna pause you for a second, Sonia, because this is a marketable program question, right? As opposed to enrollment.
Sure, okay.
Which doesn't mean your question isn't valuable. Does this does this your enrollment cycle, does this make sense for you?
Yes.
Awesome. So I would love to hear more about your marketable program. And one of the places that's really valuable to work that out, Sonia, is with your coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, because our marketable program ladies, all your coaches have, if you're on retreat, have your blue cards where you wrote your rough draft of your marketable program. So for all of you, that should be one of your next coaching sessions, is really working out the nuts and bolts of your marketable program, or you're making, creating your plane as you fly it with your coaches so that we can really get in there.
Okay.
Is that good enough for now, Sonia?
Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome. I hope that breaks down the overwhelm for you. And I really want you to know that your gifts, like, you should charge for your beta program.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, I've been with you. You've got what it takes. Like, charge a fee that feels like it's going to feel really good for you to do it.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And then the next time you enroll, just stair step yourself up to the next plateau.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Big kiss for you.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right.
I think we need a 7th inning stretch.
We need a 7th inning stretch. I was just doing that as well.
All right, ladies. If you're sitting down, stand up. If you're laying down, roll over. Whatever it is.
Moving those hips and that head.
Take a big breath. Make some sound. Even if you're in an office space, make some humming sound. Come on, Kay. I see you moving. Yep, arms above your head. That's it, lady. Woohoo! Chair yoga. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Chair yoga.
We don't have Claire, but we still got it, right, Shannon?
We still got it. You've definitely got it over there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I always feel so grateful when we do our 7th inning stretch. I always feel like I love my job. I'm on camera and I just get to start moving and making faces and sounds. Thank God.
I remember when I went to my first baseball game, and I sat down. I'm like, 9 innings. I'm going to be bored out of my mind sitting. And then they did the 7th inning stretch. That's where it comes from. Before the 7th inning of baseball, the entire stadium has to stand up, and I think the mascot comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, I love baseball. That was the moment. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And it basically is giving us enough juice for the home runs that come at the end of the game. So ladies, if your question has been answered already, excellent. If you still have a question, I'm glad your hand is up. And if your question doesn't get answered in this last 30 minutes, Facebook is where you go. I want to challenge each and every one of you to begin posting anew on Facebook. There's been a slight trend on our private Facebook page for a lot of sharing, which I totally love. I love you sharing your process. But what's happening over here for the coaches is that we're having to read through your process to find a question or intuit a question that you have. And what I want to see happen new as we begin our training in July and August is to put your question at the top. Marketable program question, enrollment question. Give us a little bit of context, and then ask the hard question. I'm scared of this. What do I do now? I don't know how to give an option. This is my niche. I'm suffering from shame. I know what I need to do. And put the question at the top, and then if you have more to share about your process and more gratitude, which is so good and so wanted, have that scroll down afterward. And that'll really help the coaches answer your strategic question. Because remember, our job as coaches is to help you make money before you burn out or give up. And so we want those at the top. Okay? So I get an for that?
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for helping our Facebook page be the hottest, most strategic place to go to get our questions answered. And that way we can also learn from each other. Because I don't know about you, you may not have time to really take in all the women's processes, but you want to know what their nugget is. You want to know how they're making money. You want to know what their breakthrough is. Put those at the top. Thank you so much. All right, seventh inning, what do we got?
I want to take a little announcement break, and then I want to get to Lisa and Vadehi for their questions to finish off our call today. So, announcements. We're at summer camp. It's summertime, and we're all women. Okay, so in your inbox right now is an email that I sent specifically to you, and it's a reminder about our Women Rocking Business live event in September. And I've gotten a couple emails from you after the retreat asking questions about it, and also asking what to do when you have friends that you want to refer to the business and who are ready. So thank you for those. We're super excited to play with you. So it's a reminder, you go to womenrockingbusiness.com/BAF. That's for bring a friend. So /BAF. And that's the page that you'll get to see for signing up for it. So just follow through there. There's a video from Sage. The main piece you need to know is we're offering referral rewards. And this is the first time that this is the first year we've been able to do it. We tested it out earlier this year. It worked. We're so stoked about it because we've always had our clients bring friends to our events, but this is the very first time where we've been giving money to you for sharing. We're creating that economy, and I'm just so proud of the process we've been able to put in place. So you actually get $250 cash in your pocket when your friend comes and signs up for a program. And if you want credit on the program that you're currently in, you can get $500 credit. Super, super hot. So we want to help you be sustainable when you're helping us be sustainable. And we also want to see you there. So let your friends know. Go to womenrockybusiness.com/BAF. Next up is our enrollment game. It's still happening, and we're talking about enrollment today. So after the call, I am going to put up a post right on the Facebook page about our enrollment and where we're at with our enrollment points. We're giving out another flash prize this month. And then next month, we're going to total it up. Now, don't forget, we're going for our group total of 600 so that we can throw you guys a really special party at the October retreat. 600 is totally doable. Most of you have points that you might not even realize you have. So I'm really calling you into action here. Go to your games tab. In your ELA membership, go to your games tab, look at the enrollment game, see how you earn points, tally up your points, and post them on my Facebook post because I want to capture those points and make sure that we're rewarding you guys fairly. Also with that is you are posting your cumulative points. So I have the points that you've already given us. I want you to keep accumulating. So if you posted, I got 5 points, and since you made that post, you've got 6 more, I want you to post that you now have 12 points. This is the best way for me not to screw up all the numbers. All right, so I'll make sure I put that in the post. Next up, we have, and Serena, you can back me up on this, but I'm gonna throw this out there. For those of you that were not at the event last week, we made a special offer. And I've had several clients ask me since the beginning of the program, how can I get more coaching? How can I do this faster? How can I? And I said, just come to the event and wait. If you were not at the event, you did not hear about the way and the opportunity that we've given you to go faster, to fast track, or to get more coaching. Maybe you just want more. We have a program that is called Elevate, and it's a fast track program. It's part of ELA. Only our year-long clients can get into Elevate. So this is for you if you just want more one-on-one personal touch attention. Plus, you'll get a 2-day VIP day in person with Sage and Serena and Megan. You actually get one-on-one support in that. It's a small group, doors are closed, 12 people only. It is during I think it's the weekend after our October retreat. So we make it so that if you're flying in from a different area, you here for the October retreat, and then several days after, you're going to get some more VIP time with Sage and Megan and Serena, and it's super hot. This is a really awesome offer if you're looking for that extra level of touch, but we want you to know, we really want all of you to know that you're going to get everything you need to build your business this year with us in ELA. That Elevate is that extra touch point for you if that's what you want. Now, we close the doors at 12 and we are sold out at 12, and we do have a wait list, and we will put a second Elevate program on the books for January if we have enough people that want to get in, or we have you on a wait list for the October dates. So if that's you, then please email support@sagelevine.com and say, I'm interested in Elevate, and we will get you the information and get you on that wait list. So email support. Now, Serena, what do you want to say about it? Because this is your baby.
I just want to add one more detail that Elevate, what you're going to walk away with is your story and your offer. If you are wanting to build your business quickly by using speaking as the main mode to get attention and to enroll people, your story and your offer are the quintessential pieces. And like Shannon said, next month, we're diving into signature story. You're going to get everything you need about how to create a hot signature story with me. And we're going to work on your offer because those two are in tandem. But if you want to go quicker and you want to really be able to master that and have more coaching, more laser coaching from myself, Sage, and Megan, Elevate is really the place to be. Our October retreat is live. And our virtual retreat, the retreat in January, the Elevate, will be virtual. You won't have to fly in for that. Yep. So if you have any questions, Ada, about that, just Ada wants to hear about that. Ada, can we contact you via email offline? Great. And she's interested in the virtual one, it looks like. Great. Is there anyone else that knows that they want to hear more about it in this moment? Great. You change, there's
a couple hands.
Yeah. Awesome. Shannon's got them.
So what I'm going to do is send you, if you raise your hand that you want more information, email support@sagelevine.com and we will get you that information. We want to make sure we hear from you. But right now, just to show hands, that was Ada and
Manisha and Jackson.
Okay. Cool.
And Terry.
Wait, okay. Me too, but I don't know how to raise the hand on this thing. Sorry.
Yeah, we got you, Leah. Okay,
and
great.
Leah and Mary I.
And Mary I. Okay, we'll get you that information, ladies.
Great. Thank you, Shannon, for that announcement. That's really hot. Elevate is one of my favorite additions to this course. Sage and I created it for women who were really wanting to go faster. And we do a lot of laser coaching, done for you templates. So that's coming. And ladies, next month is story. I'm going to talk all about story. I'm going to be living a story because I'll be in Hawaii from that training call. I'm really excited to get that information to all of you here. So Shannon, are we complete or do you have more?
We are complete for announcements and I want to go over to Lisa.
Perfect.
Hello, does that work? Can you hear me?
You're
okay.
live.
Hello. So I have a quick question. I'm about enrollment. And what's stopping me at this point. So in essence, I am helping yoga teachers basically transform their passion for teaching into a thriving business. And Shannon, you and I have talked about this. And I need like a little bit of a refresher because I had this conversation yesterday with a friend.
Okay.
So what makes me feel uncomfortable, which I know is where I'm going, is that I'm helping them to create a business out of teaching yoga. Yeah. Which is that's like my bold stand, super scary. And yesterday, talking to a friend, she asked me, she's like, how can you, like, not that I'm guaranteeing it, but that I'm like my program, the result of my program is hopefully that you will be teaching yoga full time and have a thriving business doing it. But that's a really big stand. And when Shannon and I had sort of talked about this a little bit, it was sort of I'm not making that happen for you, right? I'm holding your hand and giving you the support, and you're the one that has to really sort of show up in that. But I need help, I guess. Am I right? Did I hear that right, Shannon?
Yeah.
Serena, like, I need help around that language, because yesterday I said that to her, and it was just a friend, but she didn't really seem like that landed in her.
Lisa,
So maybe
have you had any clients that you've actually done that for?
Not officially, no. I've done it.
Have you done
yes.
it? You've done it for yourself?
Yes, yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so everything that Shannon said, I'm 100% behind. It's exactly true.
Okay.
When we're making our bold stand or talking about the results of our program, it's important to say, this is the possibility that's waiting for you.
Okay.
If you follow this plan, I will walk with you so that you can get that. Do you want that?
Okay.
Right? If they're like, I don't know, right? If they're like, yeah, I want that. Great.
Yeah.
Now, Lisa, what I want to recommend you do is when you're in that conversation and you're feeling their doubt, to conjure a felt sense that you did it yourself.
Okay.
Like energetically, because your result is something that you actually experience in your body. That's where it lives. It's true there. Right?
Yes.
When you actually feel that and you're talking to her, there's a transmission that happens. She's just like, well, if Lisa did it, I can do it. As opposed to Lisa trying to convince her that she can do it, because she doesn't believe she can do it. That's why she's talking to you.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And that's why we keep saying over and over in ELA, ladies, whatever you have done, that you know in your bones you have done, even if you've done it 100% for a month, you've done it, you've succeeded 80%, whatever your success is in your bones, like conjure that up. That's confidence.
Okay.
As you're speaking, because that transmission will land. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then Lisa, your job is to show up 100% for your client as she's doing her up and down, wabi-sabi, trying to get it. And then once she makes it to the finish line, that testimonial you can add. I know it works for me, and it's worked for my paying client.
Yeah.
And then in time, it's worked for me and 3 of my paying clients.
Okay.
And then it's worked for me and 5. And that's where your confidence starts to grow. Make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So even if one of your clients hires you and they don't succeed because they gave up, because they had a loss, that doesn't take away from your credibility.
Okay.
It's just one person who didn't go the whole way.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
And I just want to say, Lisa, I've looked in your eyes. You are small but mighty. And I just want to recommend, if you're in a conversation with someone who's experiencing doubt, and you start to feel it, slow down.
Okay.
Slow down. Recenter. Regroup. You're a porous being, and you can start to absorb their doubt and start to feel like, shit, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you feel that, slow down, reground, and do that thing you do with your eyes where you look right through me and be like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Great question.
Yeah.
Go back to this recording. This is 11:45 on this recording.
Okay.
You can go back and fast forward to this piece and just rehear the answer to the question that you asked.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Big
Thank
kiss.
you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Shannon. Ladies, remember these recordings, when you're answering your question, you can always go back and specifically come back here because we don't get everything the first time. Awesome. Shannon, I muted you because I heard your keyboard.
Thank you.
No worries. Who's
next? Vaidehi, you're next. You've been waiting. It's your turn.
Vaidehi, another dancer. You should definitely connect with Dawn. You two are niche mates and can learn a lot from each other about what you're discovering, bringing your embodiment through your business.
Okay.
How can we support you?
I'm so excited to be here because this is my first time on this call on video like this.
I thought so.
So thank you for having me. My question is around building momentum with the tools at hand after my signature talk that I did last night. I'm so excited. It was so good. It was at the Ohm Gallery, and I had like 26 RSVPs and 13 showed up, and Kira came.
Aww.
And it was really great. I gave them a lot of information. I'm not going to lie. I gave them a lot. I had a worksheet, and they freaking loved it. We did 2 live streams, one from Ohm Gallery and one from Goddess Moon Temple. And now I'm just trying to understand how to kind of build momentum. There's a couple opportunities.
Momentum for what?
For continuing to I guess this is like an enrollment step, right? Having the signature step and having people sign up for my discovery call. I had about 8 people sign up. I'm calling it a manifestation call. Awesome. And the tools at hand are that Ohm Gallery has a really huge email list. And we had about 200 people watch the live stream from their channel. And I have 8 people ready for manifestation calls where I'm going to have the grow conversation. And I want to build momentum somehow. Oh, we did a giveaway also with gifts.
So you have momentum.
Okay.
You feel it? You're like, boom, 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 like you have momentum. So what I want to suggest for you is to follow through, because that's what's going to keep the momentum grounded instead of your energy kind of like water falling forward. Yeah. It's great. You've got great chi. It's not a problem. But for you to ground it, so your first next step is to follow up with your 8 discovery sessions and be in conversation with all of their objections, 2 to 7 touch points with those people. That's going to make each signature talk worthwhile when you close the gap on those discovery sessions. Okay? The second thing I would recommend is, because the venue you worked with was such a success based on everything you just said, go back and thank them, right? Thank them and consider putting another date on the calendar. Don't spend too much time worrying about that. Close the gap in your discovery sessions, because we want you to land those, right? And I think the percentage is like 15%.
Okay.
On the average. So if you close 15% of those 8 discovery sessions, you are a success. And if you want more than that, Vaidehi, then you're going to be asking for all kinds of support on those 8 calls, because each one of them is going to give you some pushback.
Yeah.
They just will. We all know that, right? We're going to a discovery session, and one of the things that people are going to say is, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the energy, or I don't know if this program will work for me, or I don't know if your program actually works. That's what comes up in every discovery session. So be prepared for all of that, right? And when the first person doesn't say yes, or the first person says yes and the second one says no, and you're like, oh my God, reach out, reach out, reach out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and I wanted to send like a mass kind of follow-up email on behalf of Ohm Gallery and Goddess Moon Temple. And I just wanted some help around like how to professionally strategize that. Like, thank you for coming. Here's the giveaway, book a call, and that kind of thing. They gave them an incentive of 20% off for those who signed up for the newsletter.
Okay, so let's back up. So you gave away a free gift to who? Oh, all the virtual live streamers.
Yeah, we kind of did, and we had to reframe it because they didn't really perform online, so we kind of changed the giveaway thing.
Right, so I just want to know, what is the result? You want more discovery sessions, right?
Yes, I want more discovery sessions.
Yes, awesome. So what was the free gift exactly?
The free gift is a jar of organic cacao, an essential oil spray, and a $50 gift certificate from Ohm Gallery.
Woo, gorgeous, gorgeous. So those free gifts are going out. Now you have all of those people's emails. Great. So now you're going to follow up. You've already given the generous gift. Now you're going to give them, huh?
Not yet. We're going to announce a winner.
So that's for one person.
One person, yes.
Got it. Okay, great. So all of the emails that you collected, you are going to offer them their next free gift, which is a 30-minute individualized breakthrough session with you. And that email can go out 3 or 4 times. And you can also reach them through Facebook. If they're not responding, you can PM them. Hey, I don't know if you didn't see, but there's a free gift, right? So here's where your momentum gets grounded, because you're going to want to be tracking all of this somehow. Who answered the email? Who signed up for a discovery session? Who didn't? Who said they wanted one? They showed they signed up for a time and they flaked. All of that, because that is a big number of people. You want to have that all handled before your next signature talk. So grounding that, right? Awesome. Anyone who doesn't take you up on a free discovery session, this is for all of you ladies, for all the people who are RSVP'd who didn't show up, all the people you emailed who didn't respond, all the people who signed up for your free gift but didn't get it. You need a place to capture all of those emails electronically. So it's Entreport or MailChimp. It's some kind of electronic cache where all those emails go. So for all the people who didn't respond, you can let them know when your next talk is. Because if they got that involved and they got distracted, they might come to see your next event at the Ohm Gallery. Does that make sense, Buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's how you keep the momentum going.
Thank you.
Yeah? Awesome. Yeah. Big kiss for you. And congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Yay. All right, looks like we have time for one more. Looks like Kat's circling back around for a more complex question. I love it. What you got, Kat?
I wanted to build on what Lisa was talking about, how she was saying that there's this piece of her that the client isn't quite getting what she was talking about, and having that momentum. And of course, now that you've come back to me, the question kind of filtered away. But I think it was more about how do I really ground myself when I'm talking to someone, and showing that the results that I took, that took me years to get to where I am today, they can have, but they don't want to take 5 years to get to where I got in 5 years. And so I don't have the clientele yet of taking someone through my program and saying, yeah, you can shave off 3 years of the heartbreak and the shit that I went through, and I can make it faster for you.
I love it.
So, you know, it's that question of, I can make it work for you, but I don't want to take 5 years to do it.
I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. So you can do it just like that, Kat.
Okay.
Again, get transparent
Okay.
and vulnerable. It took me 5 years to develop this program that will speed up your results.
Okay.
And this is a perfect place to put a short 2-minute story about what happened.
Okay.
Right? People don't often want more information. They want to know how much we care.
Okay.
If you share a vulnerable piece of your life, so for example, Kat works with people who are wanting to have communication, to create really healthy boundaries in communication in polyamorous relationships.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, Kat, you might share like one of your core threads that was always hanging you up in polyamory in your communication. whether it was blame or jealousy or withholding, some way you just were just like, it just was like a shadow following you everywhere. Right? And it took you 5 years to undo that, to embrace honesty as the new foreplay. I'm just making stuff up.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And link it back to what they want. And what I'm hearing you say is that you really want to be honest.
Yeah.
But it scares you.
Yeah.
And so what I really see for you, if you follow this plan and you had the mentorship to hold you through developing these powerful new communication skills, I see, insert the result, I see you would be able to create healthy, lasting polyamorous relationships that you're saying you want. Of course, you can wait, but I also heard you say that there's a cost to waiting.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was brilliant.
You're welcome. We were at minute 11 o'clock 56. Ladies, if you're comparing yourself to how easy it's coming out of my mouth, this is one of the ways you're cruel to yourself. Okay? The shaming that happens. Oh, I should be more like that. Just naming that. When Sage was in my seat and I was in your seat, I used to do it all the time. I'm like, how did she do that? It's magic. Where's the formula? So you have the formulas.
Yeah.
The formulas are in your templates.
Yeah.
If you go to Marketable Program and you go to the offer templates, you'll see places where you can plug in these kinds of phrases. You may even have looked at these templates already, ladies, and they looked Greek to you. Like, what? But if you go back to those templates now, after our 3 or 4 months of practice, our live retreat, all these calls, you might look at the template different. You're like, oh. Or after you do your potential client interviews, the templates also might look different to you now. Might not look so Greek.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is, please do and redo your templates, like worksheets, over and over again. Those will eventually become your script that you use every time you jump into a grow conversation. But that happens because you're committed to redoing the templates over and over until they feel like they're yours, and then using them. The only way my tongue loosened around enrollment was by having hundreds of people say no to me. Hundreds of people have said no to me. It's incredible how many people have said no to me. And I'm still alive. I don't know how that happened, because I personally do not like rejection. It scares me. I hate it. It makes me sweat. I don't like it. And every time I go into an enrollment conversation, which I have one this afternoon, I have to gear myself up to stand in. I know my program works. I have to remember my favorite clients. I have to get centered and grounded, and then be ready to have their objections. I don't have time, and I don't have the money, and I don't have the commitment every time. Okay? So, letting go of our comparison mind is essential to success. Pat, thank you so much for that brilliant question. Give you a big kiss. Ladies, thank you for being here all the way to the end to learn from each other and to witness the growth that's happening by just you showing up to these calls. And I just want to say there's 43 women on this call to the end. You have 100 women in the program. So whatever you've done to still be here in this very moment and absorbing as much as you can of what's happening and letting the rest go, like that is what is going to make you successful. The only way you'll fail is if you don't show up. So congratulations for taking this time. I recommend after this call that you go straight to Facebook. You go straight to Facebook. You go straight to Facebook. You put what you want to be held accountable for around the growing contest and then you take a big fat break. Feed yourself, get some fresh air, move your body, and then do whatever's next after you've replenished yourself from being here for 2 full hours. It's a big deal. We're gonna let it go. We do not have another call after this one this month, right, Shannon? We have 2 integration weeks, is that right?
That's right.
Excellent. July is special.
Yeah, typically we would have our mastermind call, but because we had our event this week and we skipped a week, we have 8 mastermind calls throughout the year, and those are staggered. So make sure you go into your classes tab and you check the dates of your program, and then we will be back for our training call.
So these 2 integration weeks, ladies, are for you to integrate what you learned on retreat, to book with your coach for your marketable program. And if you are stoked to learn about story and signature talk, jump over to that tab and start looking through those templates and doing some of those worksheets, and come to our August training call prepared. Our August training call will be the first Wednesday in August, and that will be on story. If you have a question, jump over to Facebook. I see your hand there, Hope, go over there. And I will be there to give you whatever magic I have, which is more than I can even give on that training call, but I'm going to give you the fire hose of storytelling on our next August call. Do not miss it. And there's one more thing I wanted to say. Yes, that's it. July and August are special. Each coach is taking some time to have a break because we need it as much as you do. So Shannon and Sage and I are all taking turns taking off time to replenish ourselves during summer. So if you're trying to get on our schedules and there's not room, don't panic. Book something in advance. If there's not a time this week, book it the next week. If it's not the next week, book it in advance. And then get on Facebook with your immediate questions. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself. I'm going to be offline, I think, the last week of July on a writing retreat, and then I will be back. Shannon's going to Shasta, and then she'll be back. And Sage is going to her family cabin, and she'll be back. So reach out and stay connected with one another. It's the best thing you can do for your business. We're going to let it go with a big wahoo, and we will see you over on the Facebook page, and then back again the first week of August. 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Hello! Wow! Hello!
Bye. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.